All right, I'm looking at another Clues by Sam. This is the logic puzzle where we're trying to identify who's a criminal and who's innocent. And today's puzzle is hard, which I'm going to assume is harder than tricky. Yesterday we had tricky. I could see it going, easy, medium, hard, tricky, or tricky, hard. I'm going to assume maybe it gets harder throughout the week. It seems like it's been harder each day according to the difficulty grade. But anyways, today's is hard. Let's see how we do. All right. Freya and Helen have no innocent neighbors in common. So Freya is here, Helen is here. They have no innocent neighbors in common. So all of their neighbors in common must be criminals, which would be Betty, Gary, and Kyle. Okay, so we get 3 right away. Okay, interesting. Both innocents in row 2 are connected. So there's 2 innocents in row 2, and they're connected. So if Freya were one of the innocents, she would not be able to be connected. So it must be Helen and Isaac. Freya is a criminal. Helen and Isaac are innocent. We're getting a whole bunch right away. Okay. Exactly. 1 innocent above Zavi is neighboring Thor. Above Zavi. 1 innocent above Zavi is neighboring Thor. So Lucy or Sophia must be an innocent. In fact, they exactly one of them, and the other one must be a criminal. Okay, we got 1 of each there. There are more innocents than criminals in row 5. More innocents than criminals. Well, there's 4 total people. So in order to have more innocents than criminals, you actually have to have 3 innocents. Because if you only had 2 innocents, then it would be 2 of each. So you're going to have 3 innocents. Or 4. Or 4. There could be no criminals. There's 3 or 4 innocents in row 5. Okay, so Mary has more innocent neighbors than Peter. Mary is here, Peter's here. Well, Peter has at least 1 innocent neighbor. Mary has 2 so far, so that's not very helpful. There's an odd number of criminals to the left of Zach. Odd number of criminals to the left of Zach. Well, left of Zach are 3 people, so there's 1 or 3 criminals, and we know there has to be at least 3 innocents in row 5. So there must be 1 criminal to the left of Zach, because there can only be 1 criminal in the row. Therefore, Zach is one of the innocents. There's going to be 2 other innocents. So one of these 3 is a criminal down here, but we don't know which one. Okay. Vicky and I have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Isaac and Vicky. Well, Vicky only has 3 neighbors. So Vicky has at most 3 criminal neighbors. I don't know if we know much more than that yet. And Isaac has 4 people left, so... Okay. Only one of the 3 innocents neighboring Peter is above Wanda. Neighboring Peter. There's 3 innocents neighboring Peter. And only 1 is above Wanda. Well, above Wanda, the only person left is Ruth. That could be one of Peter's neighbors. So Ruth must be innocent. There we go. I don't know much about the crime. Okay. And then we know Vicky or Wanda is innocent, right? Because we know there's 3 innocents neighboring Peter. And Peter has 2 innocents already, so Vicky or Wanda must be the other innocent, and the other one must be a criminal. And we know in row 5, there's 3 innocents and 1 criminal. Well, if Vicky or Wanda is a criminal, then Zavi must be one of the innocents. As a judge, I'll let the jury decide who's a criminal. Okay. Let's see. So we know one of these 2 is a criminal and 1 is an innocent. One of 3 innocents neighboring Peter is above Wanda. Okay. Can you get rid of those? I think I can remember that one of these are one of each. These are one of each. So we know how many Peter. So Vicky. Okay, so but we don't know. One of these 2 is a criminal, but we don't know Vicky's neighbors. Mary has more innocent neighbors than Peter. That's where I was going. Okay, Peter has 3 innocent neighbors. We know that now. We don't know which one of Vicky and Wanda is an innocent or a criminal, but one of them is innocent. Ruth is innocent. Julie is innocent. 3 innocents. Mary has more innocent neighbors than Peter. Peter has 3. So Mary has to have more than 3. But Mary already has 2. So I don't know how helpful that is. Exactly 1 innocent above Zavi is neighboring Thor. 1. Okay, so Lucy or Sophia, right? So Lucy and Sophia are one of each. Lucy and Sophia are one of each. And Mary needs to have at least 4 innocent neighbors. She has 2 up here. Lucy or Sophia will be the third one. Thor must be innocent then. Okay. Lucy and Sophia are one of each. Vicky and Wanda are one of each. Ruth and Adam have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Ruth and Adam. Ruth is here. Adam's up at the top. Well, Adam has 3 criminal neighbors. So Ruth must have 3 criminal neighbors. And we know Lucy and Sophia are one of each. Wanda and Vicky are one of each. So there's a criminal. There's the second criminal. The third is Kyle. Peter must be innocent. Very nice. Okay, now, there are more. What do we had something with Vicky. Equal number of criminal neighbors. Well, Vicky could have at most 1, which means Isaac can have at most 1. But not sure. Okay, we already know that there's 1 of each down here. I'm gonna hide that one. Mary. Okay, there are more innocents among cops than any other profession. Among cops, Eric's a cop, Julie's a cop, and innocent. Peter's a cop, so we have 2 innocent cops. 2 innocent cops. Could be 3, 2 or 3. There's more innocents among cops than any other profession. So, what other professions? Do we have any with 2 already? If we did, then let's see. We've got pilot, cook, doctor, farmer, judge, teacher. Those are all different. Because we've got 2 innocent cops. So if we can get a profession with 2 innocents, then cop will need 1 more. Alternatively, we can't have too many innocents in the same... Okay, but I don't think I can quite do anything with that. Ruth and Adam have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Well, Ruth has 3. Adam has 3. So that's... Vicky has... And I have an equal number of criminals. So Vicky has 0 or 1. Can Isaac have 0? If these were all innocents, is that possible? Do we know? We know Lucy and Sophia are one of each. Mary has more innocent neighbors than Peter. Well, Peter has 3. Mary has 4. Yeah, okay. Because 1 of these and 1 of these. Do we know anything about Lucy and Mary? Exactly 1 innocent above Zavi is neighboring Thor. 1 of these. Oh, okay. So there's more innocents among cops than any other profession. Because what I'm noticing is we know 1 of Vicky and Wanda is innocent and guilty. 1 of Sophia and Lucy are innocent and guilty. And they're a judge and a sleuth, a judge and a sleuth. And we already have a judge innocent. So we know that Sophia and Vicky can't both be innocent. Because there's at most 3 cops innocent. So there can be at most 2 of any other thing innocent. If we knew that Eric was a criminal, then Wanda and Lucy would both have to be innocent because the judges wouldn't be able to be innocent. But Sophia and Vicky, we've got, okay, Mary and Peter, Vicky and Isaac. I'm looking at their neighbors. Vicky and Isaac. It feels like somehow I'm going to be able to say that Wanda isn't a criminal. That's what I feel like. But I don't know. If... Okay. Here's the thing to look at. Right. If... I think I get it. Okay, we said that if Vicky is a criminal, then she's going to have all innocence, and Isaac would then have to have all innocence, right? If that were true, right? If Vicky's a criminal, Isaac has all innocence, Eric is innocent. Therefore, there's 2 innocent cops. No profession can have more than 2. But Vicky being a criminal means there's 2 No, wait. Vicky being a criminal. Yeah. Oh, but no, that works actually. Vicky's a criminal, not an innocent. Vicky's a criminal. And then Sophia would be a criminal too, so that would actually be fine, because then you'd only have one innocent judge. Okay, well, alternatively, if Wanda is a criminal, Vicky's innocent. Maybe that's the problem. If Wanda's a criminal, Vicky's innocent, we have two innocent judges. And you couldn't have a third, so Sophia would have to be a criminal. I think Sophia's a criminal either way. That's interesting, because, okay, if Vicky is innocent, if Vicky's innocent, then Eric has to be innocent, because we'll have two judges, right? If Vicky's innocent, Eric has to be innocent. If Vicky's a criminal, Vicky's surrounded by innocents, and Eric has to be innocent. Actually, Eric is innocent no matter what. But I think Sophia might be a criminal no matter what, because if Vicky's a criminal, then Lucy has to be innocent, because, again, Vicky's surrounded by innocents. Isaac has to be surrounded by innocents. And Lucy being innocent makes Sophie a criminal. So Vicky being a criminal makes Sophie a criminal. Vicky being innocent means there's two judges. And again, Sophia can't be innocent. Sophia is a criminal no matter what. Wow. Okay. There's the hard part right there. That's the hard step. Okay, I'm actually just a very judgmental person. Okay, very nice. There are 8 criminals in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have one down here that's... Oh, when we knew Sophia and Lucy... Lucy has to be innocent, because Sophia and Lucy... I haven't got a clue. I know I'm not the best technical. Okay, so there's 8 criminals. 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one down here, which makes 6. We can have at most one criminal around Isaac, so that would make 7. And in fact, there's going to have to be a criminal around Isaac, but the 8th one is going to be Adam. And there's going to have to be a criminal around Isaac, which means Wanda is a criminal. Vicky is innocent. Let me put you so. I can't help. We've got that. Okay, exactly 2 innocents in column C are neighboring Betty. Betty has 2 innocents neighboring her in column C. That makes Dick an innocent and Mary a criminal. There we go. Very nice. Okay. Less than 12 minutes. That's not too bad. There was that one step in the middle that was pretty hard. Otherwise, I didn't feel like it was too bad today. So, very interesting. Well, let me know how you did identifying all the criminals and innocents on this puzzle today. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more.